Elevate TV, advancing kingdom lifestyle.
Welcome today. This is Wednesday morning. I mean, wow, it's we are on Elevate Television. This is a station that is advancing kingdom lifestyle, and we are here just to have another day and another program that's going to be a blessing to you and inspiring. And above all, you're going to hear something maybe some of you have never delved into, and we're going to have a great topic. But before we do that, remember our drill. The link is already out. You can go to Elevate TV, and remember, if you have not liked Elevate TV on YouTube and on Facebook and on Instagram, please do, so that we can give you the thumbs up every time programs are up. So let's go there, everybody. We know the drill. We are there. You go to YouTube. If you go to YouTube, you're going to find Elevate TV. There it is. And once you get it, you pick it up and you throw it to your friends. Always remember that somebody somewhere is looking for that link, and there you go. My guest also has it on Facebook. You have it. I've sent you the one on Facebook. I'm about to send you the one on YouTube, and you can send it up. Remember, I told you that every time you send somebody a link, that could be the key to where they needed to go, just to hear something fresh. Maybe they've been thinking about this and somebody else comes here and just gives a word. Please remember to send and make sure that the link is out. I have it. Good, thank you. And another one, there you go. So please send the link. They are both out on Facebook and on YouTube, and you'll be blessed. Remember, this is Wednesday edition, the day of opportunities. We look for any opportunities so that our viewers can never be short of opportunities. My name is Moses Muiruri, and today I have a great guest in the house. I tell you what, if you have your phone, please get ready, because we're going to have a great conversation. Any question you have to ask. And we are dealing with a makeup artist, a professional makeup artist. And we're going to be looking at what is it all about, what does she do, what do they do, where is it done, and we shall be done. Cynthia, this is Elevate Television. Karibu sana. You always, you hear Elevate, ndio hiyo sasa.
Okay.
Karibu. Please look at that camera. Introduce yourself. Invite your friends, and if your mom is watching, invite her.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Moses, and Elevate TV for the opportunity. So my name is Cynthia Mwihaki. I am a life coach, a pro makeup artist, and a wardrobe stylist, and I own a business called Crowned by Cynthia, whereby I do many things that we shall discuss today.
Wow.
Yeah.
Crowned by Cynthia, the business.
Yes.
Multi-gifted. I tell you, you're multi-gifted.
Yes.
By the way, I checked you out.
Oh, really?
You're multi-gifted.
Okay. Thank you.
And it's just interesting that you use most of your gifts. Makeup, makeup. Now, maybe you need to bring us into it. This is a new world. Most of us, get into it. Just introducing yourself, in terms of how did you get into this? I mean, from where did this thing come up? Most of us, when we are finishing school and we are being taken to school and college, our parents would say, ukumbuke, ni daktari, tunarudi daktari.
Yes.
Ukirudi ama pilot, those big things. But you come back with makeup. Give us a history.
Well, I discovered makeup in my parents' home, courtesy of my mother. Yes, so I grew up watching her apply makeup. And I was fascinated with all these colors and the results that they would bring, and how she would feel so good leaving the house after she has done a few things on her face. So I actually grew up playing with makeup. And when I was old enough, I started applying it. But unfortunately, at some point, I actually stopped because I got very bad acne on my face. Most teenagers, you know, when puberty hits, some people really struggle with acne. And unfortunately for me, it went well into my early 20s. So that was a bit discouraging for me, because the thing that I really loved and what I grew up seeing my mom do, I was not able to do. However, when I was in high school, of course we know with Kenyan schools there are very many restrictions.
Yes.
So makeup was not a thing you even think of. But fortunately enough, during the what we'd call sports day in school, that's the only day in the year we were allowed to bring snacks, wear fancy things, accessorize ourselves. And so people would always want to represent their house color. And they would do face painting and all these crazy things on their face. And so because I used to draw, I grew up being a bit artistic.
So you are the resident face painter.
Yes, so people would be like, can you put a butterfly, a flower in my color? So again, I went to mommy's closet, borrowed some few things, and then I started doing it as a business in school. So people would pay me 50 bob for one eye, like that. And so it just became something fun I would do outside of academics, at least that one day in a year. And then fast forward now, when I finished school, some of the people who knew I'd do it then would ask me, can you actually do makeup like a full face? And I had not trained or anything, but I used to watch so many videos and I had watched many people do it, and I said yes. And I slapped a price on it, and that's how I began.
Really?
Yes.
You are the ones we need. I tell you. You know, when you're saying you are watching, that means, some of us come from mothers who used to leave the house, leave the house.
Yes.
And if they want to apply anything,
Yes.
it was jelly, and they walk out and they ensure you are applied fully and you're shining, then you leave the house.
Yeah.
It's a good, I think, ni wale watoto wa kindergarten, Wow, it's amazing. But tell me, you get it. So now when you went to campus, are you still doing the same? Or
Yes.
you just left it for studies?
So actually in campus is when I started getting inquiries from people I was with in high school. And so I just decided I can do it, and I started doing it. So from there it just grew through word of mouth, referrals, and I never used to advertise, also because I really enjoyed doing it. So for me, just the opportunity to do it and earn something, some extra pocket money was enough. And yeah, mostly actually in university, people knew me for makeup more than what I was studying. I studied counseling psychology.
Allah?
Yes,
That's
so
interesting.
I'm a certified counselor and a makeup artist. So that's where the life coaching comes from.
That's interesting. When you talk about makeup, now that you have grown in the trade, when you use the word artist, in my mind, in fact, when I was coming in the morning, I was saying artist. I'm a lover of art.
Okay.
I look at art. I like, just looking at art and all that. But there's something significant about artists. An artist has an inspiration. They always have, when you look at these artists, and you see some when you go to a museum, I don't know if you do, or an art gallery, you find the inspiration is written, inspired by these, these, or even when you go to a live, exhibition, you notice they tell you, I was being inspired by this and that and this. What inspires you? So you see someone, and what inspires you into that?
So it started with passion, just the love for the art. But the more I did it, being a believer and having a relationship with the Holy Spirit, I began to understand the God aspect of it.
Oh, really?
So now I can say that I'm inspired by the knowledge I have from God of what it is that I'm actually doing. You see, for creatives, that's the one thing we share with God. We are co-creators with Him.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, so whenever you're creating art, I truly believe, whether someone is a believer or not, you are sharing in
the creator.
You are in the creator domain.
Yes.
So whenever I do makeup on people, I'm very aware that I'm doing more than just the makeup. Okay. You know, as Christians, even one of the mandates we are given is to heal the sick.
Yes.
Yeah, just as an example. So whenever I go to a client or interact with a client, I always ask God, what is it that you want to do in this person's life? And most of us need healing in one way or another. Yeah. And you know, when you're in that close proximity with somebody, they are very vulnerable. Right now, if I stand very close to your face, chances of you having your walls up or your guard up are very slim.
They're down.
Yes, they are down. So people are open.
Wow.
And that openness gets helps you to interact with the person. And you find most times people share so much. So now that's when I even started appreciating the counseling psychology I did, because
So it works well.
it becomes like therapy.
You know, you're saying something and my mind is running.
Okay.
You know, there's some. Okay, this is what I will ask you. Is it that is makeup a way of hiding emotions or what we are going through? You know, this is just a by the way, because now you brought it up.
Yes.
Is it a way people use to hide who they really are, or maybe who they really are supposed to be, or what they are going through? What do you think from your counseling aspect? Let me ask that.
Absolutely, it is. Even the clothes we wear, how we dress, most of us do it to mask something that is inside. But there's also the other side where you do it to bring out something.
Yeah.
Okay. So many people, so I used to work in an international cosmetic company, and most of the women who would come to purchase those products, I realized they were not really coming because of their love of the product. Most of them either were coming to distress by just having an experience that made them feel good, because they'll come out of the store looking great. And immediately you do makeup on a person, you always see the confidence boost. You see them shine, you see them feel like they can go out and conquer the world. Meaning, before that, there's a state they were in where they were not feeling
They were
that.
not feeling like they could conquer the world.
Yes.
It's a good thing to think like that, because you know, sometimes you know, I was somewhere and somebody made a conversation I was listening to, and that person made a statement. I said, I think, you know, those off the cuff. I said, if you meet this person without makeup, I don't think they would even want to be seen. And in essence, he was trying to say, because out of that encounter, the way the person presented themselves, they presented themselves. They were not themselves, but they were doing what they were doing because of the makeup. But if I met them without that makeup, would they, you know? But that's not our subject today. Let's not go there, because it's not a counseling session. And I'm talking about the inspiration. And I really like what you said, the Holy Spirit. Now, the second thing I find about artists, and you find it all over, is their signature. If you find an art, in most places you find their signature. And if you don't find their signature, the art itself will tell you, this is by Cynthia. This is not Cynthia. Do you have one?
Yes, I do. It took me a while to figure that out. So again, we are different. Everybody is different. If we are given, let's say, we Google a photo of a makeup look right now, and we are both makeup artists, and we both have our models, and the task is replicate this look exactly as it is. You'd be surprised. The colors, all the shades may be the same, but it will not look the same. The end result will be different. Why? Because the people doing it are not the same. That inspiration, everybody has their unique fingerprint. So when I do my makeup, in my world we call it soft glam. I would say that's my style of makeup. I don't do makeup that's very loud or crazy. I try to just bring out people's best features and still make them feel like themselves.
Wow.
Yeah, I don't do transformative makeup.
Kids, but you know, it's okay.
Yeah. Next
I would have
time.
used one of the cameramen here to just spruce them up. I wanted to ask, when you talk about makeup, because we are going to go into other issues about makeup, I'm thinking about the foundations of makeup. You know, most of us, when we talk about makeup, we are thinking about the normal things we are now beginning to see. From your trade, normally you are the one who knows your trade. Do you think, is this something that began just the other day, or has it been there time immemorial?
Makeup has existed for centuries, many years. If I'm correct, it began with the royals, okay? Like the royal family, the who's and the who's way long ago. And they used to do makeup to actually identify themselves as a higher class of people compared to the rest. So if you look back in time, you'd find the women, even the men, they would put on white powder and look very pale, especially now for the white people. It started with them, and it was an identifier so that when you see these people, you know this person belongs to a royal family, yes, and a certain class.
Because you see, why I'm asking is because you see, most of us have come to hear makeup just the other day, and then we attribute makeup to the. I'm not good at what but I can tell you that one has made up.
Yes.
But and I would say our consciousness was aroused when we began to notice some of these things. You noticed painted nails, painted face, and all that. But before then, it has existed. And when what I thought in the morning, I used to be in the school art and drama club. So every time we did a traditional dance or traditional thing, we would be painted to look traditional. You would paint. So that's part of makeup, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
And you find that most of the time we never take that as makeup. We thought that was just something traditional. In your view, how have people received makeup? Because it seems like do you have people who have stereotypes, watu wanasemanga, they still feel that this is not their thing, but then when they go for traditional things, they go and do makeup. So what would you say to some of them?
Of course, as we said before, we are all different, and everybody takes time to accept any new thing, and there are people who never even accept it. So till date, I get people who even book me for a session and they tell me I've never applied makeup, and this is someone maybe even way above their 50s. Others are in their 20s and it's still their first time. So I can say people are coming into the knowledge of this slowly. Many people also have misconceptions. As we said earlier, some people use it to hide. So there are people who say this thing is bad, because people are using it to camouflage who they really are. You find people who say natural is best. There's no need for all these things. However, it's art.
Yes, and maybe today you are here to bring it out and let people say accept this thing is here with us, because even at some point, and I'm bringing out these things that were very realistic. There was a time it was attributed to even prostitution.
Yes.
You say, oh, that one, because they are doing makeup, they are, and we have those stereotypes. I don't know what in psychology we call them. Is it traumas or those kind of people who just have this one view of something and they just put it up out there. Let me ask you about, when you talk about now that you're even dealing with that, mostly makeup has been involved. You find it's ladies who do makeup a lot.
Yes.
All right, it's ladies who use it, and the ones who actually are involved in the trade. But we have begun to see a surge of men.
Yes.
Who first of all are consuming, and they are involved in the same. What is happening?
I can say we're in a world that is evolving quite quickly. As much as we have people who are not embracing, there are people who are really embracing it. And if I can shock you, the beauty industry is a multi-billion-dollar industry.
Yes.
So even when you see men rushing into it, there's something they have realized, especially those who are coming up as makeup artists. This thing has money. That's the truth of it. It's a trade that
The beauty
has
industry has money.
money.
It's big billion-dollar business.
Yes, a lot.
And you find now that with that interest, the money that is involved, because the consumption is increasing by the day.
Yes.
I think one of the richest woman in Africa, actually, she's in the beauty industry. I don't want to give names. She's in the beauty industry, and it's bringing in that thing of now. And my view was a gender aspect. Men were not being involved in use and consumption. Today we see men going for makeup. We see men going into one time I was doing my haircut and a man was having his nails done. Personally I've never had. I'll be one of those people who tell you I've never had makeup. So it's we are seeing that evolvement, and it's coming in and coming in and coming in. So what do you have to say about it, especially now, the involvement of men into your trade now? They are the ones doing the makeup, and people actually, I was listening to a lady and said, I prefer the men.
Well,
are they driving out of business?
No, they are not. I believe the market is very large. There are so many women in the world. And even if you share clients, events are many. This time you may be available, the next time you may not. So I don't think they are driving us out, but what is happening is they are gaining a lot of popularity because they are doing something that is out of the norm. Okay, in the society we live in, we find there's something called clout chasing.
Yes,
you know, where people do shocking things because they want to draw attention to themselves and maybe to their business and their craft. So there are people who are hooked by that, but I truly believe in knowing oneself, and once you know yourself, you're able to do the things that you're passionate about with the beliefs and values that you have come up with to govern your life. I would not really advocate for men to apply makeup the same way women do. Why I say that is because there is makeup for men. Like for example, here we are on a set. We have different skin types. Some people are very oily, they shine, and that may not be so friendly to the camera. So for a man, you just do some little powder to remove the shine and maybe moisturize your lips to just appear better on camera. So that's like that's makeup for men, okay? But when you find men applying makeup the same way a woman would, I genuinely feel like maybe they have a bit more self-development they need to do to understand themselves.
You've mentioned something about, you've mentioned two things, but I'll pick one. Maybe you see values.
Yes.
You said values that govern someone. Because in every trade, whether it's accounting, whether it's whatever trade, values, the place of values in your trade, especially now in makeup.
Yes.
Because, you see, the beauty industry is construed in a certain way, you know, and depending on the kind of clientele you're dealing with. I am a person who consumes haircuts. When I go to my barber, sometimes there are those ladies out there who they are now shaving, and I'm used to a barber. I mean a male barber, and I've had one for so many years. Then they tell you now go and wash. You find another lady standing there, you know, and you see, because of that, there's an attitude. Maybe she's here for something else, and I'm sure you've gone through that.
Yes, I've had the story.
So what do you do that in the place of and bringing in values? One, I want to appreciate that you're a born-again Christian. Number two, now the values in your trade, because it's a trade like any other.
Yes.
And you are passionate about it, so you can't stop it. So what you do is put on values. So give us one, and if you can, give us an instance where you had to state your values.
Okay, I think my values, the example I can give would be, I think growth is a value for me. Okay, in everything that I do, I always try and evaluate what my growth level is. So maybe the experiences I've had mostly are when clients want to take advantage of you, but from a price perspective. Okay. You see, I've been doing this for a little over 7 years now. And how I started or what I used to charge when I began is not what I charge now. Why? Because I've grown over time. But there are clients who may not necessarily understand that. Okay, when you try to introduce that aspect, they would still want to undervalue you, you know, or say, but you know, this is how we started. People can be very manipulative in this.
It is true,
trade.
and
Yes.
that basically has to deal with your customer, you know, handling how you handle customers.
Yes.
My value aspect was where you have brought in your values, like your Christian values, like honesty, where you brought in your Christian values and say, I'm here for business. I'm not here for any other business. My business is to make you up, and if it's not this one, let me go back to where I was. Have you had such instances?
Thank you for being clear on that. I would say in the production space. Okay. I've worked in TV shows, series, that have aired here locally and also abroad, and you find in that space there's a lot that goes on, again, because people have different values. There are people who do those jobs and they have other motives. Okay. Maybe making advances, or even after they want to go out clubbing, do all those things, and yet you're still on set the next day, you see. And so many a times I've had everybody go and I don't go.
Okay.
Yeah.
But that's clear, because you know, I've worked in sets personally,
Yes.
and I know what goes on there.
Yeah.
And sometimes you find that it is a makeup artist. It's always a makeup artist, or maybe it's these extras, you know, and all that. And I'm glad that you put in the place of values, because after the break, we're going to handle some few things, but before the break, I want to ask you, it seems like you've had a very smooth life. So Cynthia, do you have challenges? Or this is a trade we should all go in and forget about it?
No, challenges are there, just like in any other trade. A major one is, I would say my craft falls under the events space. Yeah,
because you do most of your craft of events, because we've not even talked about weddings.
Yes, we've not even talked about that. But if I can summarize it, the event space, as you know, has seasons. We have high peak and we have low peak seasons. So one of the challenges is there are times that are just not that busy. Yeah, they are not that busy. And so when I was doing this full time, like there's nothing else I was concentrating on, it was quite hard for me some seasons of the year. But when I quickly got to understand that, you know, this is a seasonal thing, I now began to put measures in place. When the season is low and I'm not getting an influx of clients as I would like, what else can I do? And just to maybe encourage other makeup artists out there or business owners, those are the times that I use to build on my knowledge, even in the craft. That's the time you create all the content, get faces, do the makeup, post.
Look at that camera. Talk to somebody who is doing makeup artists and let them know, first of all, it's seasonal. Number two, what they do in those seasons of low income.
Yes, so if you're a makeup artist or a creative and your calendar of work is aligned to the events calendar, we have low seasons and we have high seasons in this trade. So low seasons, by low seasons I mean the times where the clients are just not there, or there are not as many as you are used to. Don't be discouraged, because it's a trend in the year, and in these times you can be able to create the content of what you're doing. You can expand on your knowledge, learn new skills, network, build partnerships. There's so much you can do as a makeup artist in this business, aside from just doing the actual makeup on a client. Yes.
Well, I think we are going to infuse a break right now. And as we do that, we want to let you know that we are coming back. If you have a question, this is the time now. You know, you post it up on YouTube and on Facebook. We're going to read it. And Cynthia will answer, because she's a makeup artist. And we just want to ask you, if you have not, shared this link, please do so. And then we'll be back right after the break.
every man of God must remain focused in the ministry.
A pastor needs prayer, care, love, and encouragement.
You have to have a mentor, someone you can be able to obey, to love, to submit to.
What these pastors and leaders should do to create the right culture.
The most powerful thing a pastor can do to his people is teach them. Being accountable to an authority is not weakness, it's strength.
On Encourage a Pastor, we share real and authentic conversations that intend to give solutions to a pastor.
If there's a minister out there are character issues, don't push. Don't keep on ministering. You won't be fruitful.
In the body of Christ, certain wives have given up because probably they feel they haven't gotten the right leadership from their own husbands.
We need to learn to know our husbands after the Spirit.
I'm telling you, don't quit.
Catch Encourage a Pastor every Saturday from 8 p.m. to 9 p.m.
Good. Thank you for coming back, and we are back again. This is a Wednesday edition of the Morning Digest, and we are discussing the makeup artists, the professional makeup artists. I just want to thank you, Imani Williams, that Imani William, you're watching, saying you're loving the show. Princess Julie, you're tuned in, a makeup artist, and I love it. Thank you, Julie, for watching. Moses Okoth, thank you. We have the others on YouTube. We'll keep on mentioning you, but as we do that, please remember to set in your question. We have James says, good job, I love the conversation. But as we continue to do that, we are with Julie in the house, and I was asking Julie, do you have challenges? You know, challenges? Not Julie, sorry, Cynthia. Julie, I was reading the Julie I've just read, the last name, sorry.
No worries.
The challenges you go through. One is low season. Is there any other?
Yes, I would say, of course, being a lady in this event space, you find that as a makeup artist, you work among more men than women. Okay. So it can get a bit tough, again, as we said, the whole values thing, but you learn to punch through it. You know, also with makeup, you have so many tools. At times, you're carrying 3-4 bags or one big suitcase, especially if you're starting out alone, which is the case for so many people. I did that for so long before I was able to find an assistant. Yes, which is also a whole other challenge. Because
the challenge also of being in a set is that you carry all your tools of trade.
Yes.
You are in, and if you are alone, it's going to be quite something.
Yes.
And then the challenge of a set is the time frame. You are doing that in a second. You must do it. There's a lot of shouting.
Yeah, so that's also the thing, especially when you're working on so many people, even weddings. I mean, you can always curb those challenges by having extra labor, but I'm really passionate about encouraging the person who is starting out alone. Because I did that for a while. Those are challenges that exist.
And starting off alone, it's quite something.
Yes, you are the everything in your business.
You're the accountant, you're the makeup artist, you're the
customer service.
You're the customer service. You're the one looking, you're marketing.
Yes, you're marketing your sales. Yes.
Now, I wanted to ask you about, we just take a little shift. We are living in an evolving world, like you said. The trends. Long time ago, like you said, your mom, I mean, she was what she was doing then, she is not what's being done now.
Yeah.
Today we have strange things, I mean, I don't even have names because the beauty industry is evolving with such speed. And I was watching something, and there's this lady in the US, she runs a certain kind of line of beauty products. and she was saying that now she's not even interested in what is in the market right now. She's interested in the new innovations, to look at them, to study them. I want to talk about something very unique here. With the new innovations, and most of the people who you have clientele, they are used to. How do you deal with it? They don't want new things. How do you introduce new things? And again, you also see new things, and how do you first of all acquaint yourself quickly and see how they can benefit your clients, and how do you use that to elevate your business?
So as I said, one of the values I have in my business is growth.
Growth.
Okay, so that means that I must embrace the trends and the new things. So what I do based on the values I have and my beliefs, I look at what is in the market. My aim is to enhance people's appearance. Okay. And there are trends that can help you to enhance that without actually using the day-to-day makeup we have. So for example, I recently went into something we call micro shading.
Micro shading.
Yes, that's specifically for eyebrows. However, it falls under the category of semi-permanent makeup. So that's a big trend that we have currently, whereby you use pigment and infuse it into the skin using a blade or a needle. So many people ask, is it a tattoo? Yes, it's like a tattoo, but it's not as permanent because it doesn't permeate too deep into the skin. It's a pigment you put on the upper layers of the skin, but it fades over time. So let me give you an example so that you don't get confused. My eyebrows right now, they are not drawn. Like if I touch, it's clean. So I look like this every single day. So it's a pigment that was shaded into my eyebrows. What does it help with? I get to have shaped eyebrows every day when I wake up. It saves me time, saves me money, saves me energy, and you know, not everybody can learn this craft. I've had so many people who say, I wish I can just learn to do this. We do the lessons, they're like, Mimi, let me just pay you to do the makeup. This thing is not for me. So what do you do for such people? There are clients who don't want to always pay you for makeup, but they are also not in a position to learn everything. So that's where the semi-permanent makeup comes in.
You know, my mind is running again.
I know, I can see.
And you began saying that.
Yes.
You know, the especially when now it begins to do, you're doing something maybe on the skin, the tattoo and all that. The place of hygiene in this business, because you see, when you're going under the skin, basically, and there's no hygiene, you know what that happens.
Yes.
So what is a place of hygiene?
Hygiene is
and are you certified? You know, those are some of the things, because I'm thinking about you're going into the skin of someone. Does that need certification? Yeah.
So 100%. If you are someone considering to do this, ensure that the person who is doing the procedure on you is certified. Because as you said, hygiene, but there's so much more. As I said, it's semi-permanent. So this is something that lasts 2 to 5 years. If they do a botched job, it's permanent. You see, so it's high risk, but also very high value and return. So hygiene is very key. Always have clean hands, even just when you're doing the normal makeup. And it's also good to show the client that you're washing your hands. You know, it does something psychologically to a person. If I just go leave the tattoo or whatever, and I reach and I start touching your face, even without the invasive procedure, there's a way you would feel uncomfortable. Okay.
Let's just hold there.
Yes.
And are you willing to answer a question?
Yes, no problem.
This is Polly. She's asking, how is one able to know what product is suitable for a particular skin type, and does she need to run the test for the skin type?
So how you know the products to use, it's the type of skin you have that will determine it, and she's gone ahead to ask how. So yes, getting the test done. Right now they have it in pharmacies and skincare shops, studios, where you can put your face in a machine and a dermatologist or a skin specialist can actually give you the readings of the type of skin you have. Just to mention a few, we have oily, dry, combination, which could be a combination of either, and we have normal skin. It can get more complicated because there are people who have many different types of skin on their face. So getting the test done is prudent, but if you're not able to do that, you can do the test yourself just by observing your skin. Wash your face clean in the morning, and as the day progresses, just observe how your skin behaves.
You've said there are people with normal skin, so there are people with abnormal skin, you know.
No, normal just means there are no variations. Yes.
So we were dealing with trends.
Yes.
Before we answered Pauline. The trends that are coming in. It's not just about lashes, it's about everything, you know. You know, the other day somebody posted to me something, you know. I don't know what it's called, but there's a new way of shaving. It's very painful.
Oh, okay.
Very painful.
Yeah.
Or putting something like a paste, and then they began pulling it.
Oh,
and I said, I don't want that haircut. I don't want that haircut. So these things, were they there, by the way? Or they are coming?
I feel like they were there, but maybe not blown out of proportion. You know, all these things start with one person. Somebody comes up with something to create a solution, maybe for a challenge they're having or a challenge somebody around them is having. And then that thing just gains popularity because people begin to relate with the problem that that trend is solving. Okay? And I think the more people relate with the solution that is being propagated in the market, then you find more people are on board, more people are aware whether it is for you, whether it is not for you. So like what you're saying in the category of waxing, yesterday I met a lady and she told me for her, she realized very late in life that she cannot shave normally. The way people just shave with a razor or a machine, she gets follicle infections. And unfortunately, she learned that the hard way. So she went into waxing to try and solve that problem. You understand? So, you know, the more people relate, and I was telling her, you know, the more people hear your story, the more people will want to buy into this thing, and then it becomes a trend.
Well,
yeah, so that's how
I hear people
trends
scream,
are
so
born.
I don't think I would want that.
Yes.
Pay for pain, eh? I'm going to send you an elephant into the room.
Okay.
With these trends that are coming in, you've seen, I mean, there are all kinds of things. People have eyeballs, people have all these kind of things. And basically, you're entering into the skin. People have surgeries, people have all these things. What is the impact of that on their natural health?
Wow, on their natural
Because I'm sure they are not innocent. Or am I suspicious?
No.
What's the impact? Because I'm looking at people who are using, you know, you're saying that, you know, that maybe that semi-permanent thing, 5 years in my skin. Okay, I have some, there are people who are putting on, you know, these, there are people who are putting on even other very strange things. They are called makeup. So what is the impact on health?
So I will take you back to the place where we said these people doing the procedures have to be certified. That means you have actually gone and been trained to the T of knowing what is in these products. Okay? The danger of the health aspect, it's there, but it will come in because the products or the products you've put into the skin, some of the chemicals in them are harmful, and of course it's going into your bloodstream. So you find that over time you might get sick because of an ingredient somewhere in something that you introduced into your bloodstream through the skin. The importance of being certified is you have the product knowledge, also the skill, and you find that whatever procedures you're doing on a person's skin are not going to be harmful to them.
All right. And because I'm looking at, when you say certified, it means that I know a product and have the opportunity to advise a client. Tell them this thing has this, you look very beautiful, but the after effects, do you have to go that way?
So you have to give the client education. So let me tell you where that comes in. We find, again, the market is vast, yeah, and people charge differently. Most times you'll find cheap is expensive, as is anything, okay? So if somebody comes to you and they're like, but why are you charging this way? So-and-so is charging this way. That's the time now you begin to educate this client that you know, for them to afford to charge this price, it's subsidized according to the products they are using. So if they are using substandard products, most likely there's no company that took the time to actually evaluate every ingredient in that product to ensure that it is safe for human consumption.
Yeah, because we are having a lot of products and they're being sold not on, you know, in pharmacy we say over the counter. These ones are, you can even say the same, over the counter.
Yeah.
And I've seen people, and especially these have fallen to ladies, unfortunately, but also I've seen some young men and some men also, where they, for instance, when they whiten the skin, you know, and you find somebody has done too much on their skin, now the skin is burning, or it's something is happening on their skin, and then you later hear they have cancer of the skin, they have this and that. What goes into your mind when you meet someone like that, or you hear a story like that, and this is your trade?
Yeah.
So does it work against you, or does it, what do you feel? And is there an opportunity there where we can come in and begin to do it's not okay, sensitization, let me use the word sensitization.
Yes.
Not civic education, but sensitization.
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, it's very sad. I've met many women who apply makeup because they cannot leave the house without it. Why? Their skin is damaged from one, maybe a product that they used and it reacted badly on them. So now makeup for them becomes a solution, but they also don't want to keep living like that, okay? So yes, there are procedures. They are very expensive because now that goes into cosmetic surgery to try and reverse or correct some of these things. However, education is very important. It saddens me that there are people who capitalize on other people's health or well-being or appearance just to make a few coins. You know, they go for the cheapest things. They don't bother to check what products they are using. They just want that money at the end of the day, and in turn somebody ends up with botched skin.
That's very dangerous. Okay,
Yes.
because of our time, we may
Yes.
not be able to go after all these guys. You said about certification. So if I want to be a makeup artist, there's a way I can get certified.
Yes.
And then with that certification, does it protect me? Because how does it protect those who are certified? Because I believe certification means you are paid for it. And when I talk about certification, we have every trade, I tell you, every trade you've ever heard of in the world has a black market.
Yes. Yes, very true.
So what about the beauty industry?
It does.
That one is even bigger.
Yes. You see, even for certification, I can go and buy a certificate and say I'm certified.
Lord have mercy.
Yes, so I would just say do your background research. Even if somebody tells you that they are certified, find out from where. From who, especially if it's something that has longer lasting effects, like now what we've said, the semi-permanent makeup. For the normal makeup where you know you can already begin to see as it's being done whether this person is really who they said they are. You can see the results. So before you get a service, do your due diligence and do the research. By the time you agree upon the date, the event day is here, don't just pay somebody and expect them to come and do whatever, you know.
All right. I'm going to rush you now. Our time is going down. And do you have time for an answer?
Yes.
All right, okay. Ashley is asking, how do you remove a lot of makeup as a person who has put on makeup for the first time? What are the ways you would recommend of removal of full face makeup?
Okay. Thank you, Ashley, for your question. So right now we have products that we are called micellar water in the market. That is the easiest way to remove your makeup. It does a very good job. It's a liquid. You just put it on wipes, baby wipes, cotton, tissue, wipe your face, and then you can wash your face after with your normal facial cleanser. If you don't have access to the micellar water, oil is your friend. So coconut oil, olive oil, because you know oil and water don't mix. So most products are water based. So when you use the oil, it glides off very easily and you're able to have your clean face. So just always make sure you go over your face with a cleanser.
It's something I always ask people who sit there.
Yes.
What are the opportunities in makeup industry? I mean, the beauty industry that you can foresee. Because sometimes people sit in the house and saying serikali saidia. And I'm sure makeup artists, you don't need to do, I mean, in beauty industry, you don't need to go for a 5-year degree. So, yeah, I know there are those who are specialized that have to do that, especially those who are doing more of the development of products.
Yes.
But in the normal practice, what would you speak to someone and tell them these are the opportunities? Just in your bang, 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 what are the opportunities and where do you see them?
There are many opportunities. Maybe you may be saying, I want to get into this industry, but I don't know how to apply this makeup. You have the opportunity to sell it. Okay.
Yeah.
So go research, look at what are the fast moving products in the industry and begin to just sell. Take photos, post them, sell, get your clients. You may not even have the products in the house, but you have the picture. Okay, so you advertise it, get the client, maybe get a deposit, then go purchase, make your profit and grow from there. So that is one way. Also look at what are the things that people use every day in this makeup. Then you are able to identify what will be hot selling for you. Start at the lowest level. Even an eye pencil, it's 30 shillings. You can sell it for 50 shillings and make a profit. And of course, if you want to learn the skill, there are courses and trainings that even that take probably at least a week, and you would have some basic knowledge to begin with. Yes.
Cynthia, what is the future of makeup and the beauty industry? Where do you see us in the next 5 years?
Honestly, at the rate we are going, I see it moving more towards surgical procedures. I know it's always been there, but you see, we are going through a loop. As I've told you, there's now permanent makeup. Never in a million years did I think I would ever hold a machine and infuse pigment in somebody's skin. Okay? And you see, these are maybe services that were only available in medical institutions, and you'd need to have gone for all those years of study. But now, with just a month or at most 3 months, you're able to do such a procedure. So I see it going that way, more towards permanent.
So you see, and you know, my mind is again racing.
Yes.
The issue of those, now we are, most of the makeup is now machine based in terms of, you know, even hair, I've noticed,
Yes.
I've seen men who are going to have implants.
Yes.
But then it's not doctors who are doing that anymore. So is there a conflict between the medical field and the beauty industry? Is there a conflict?
I don't think there's a conflict as such, you know, because the sad part is the doctors will still
the doctor is just saying, you just do it,
they are coming. Come back. Yes, but of course, if done well, I feel that it is an opportunity for that person to also upscale and grow into another field. And I don't think there's anything wrong with that.
Yeah,
Yes.
because you know, and they are very, but then there are those surgical procedures that only doctors can do, isn't it?
Yes, of course.
Because I'm telling you, well, the things that are out here are something else.
Yes.
And we're about to close up. So you're saying the future is about more surgical.
People want things that are more permanent.
More permanent because of cost or something?
Yes, and also you see how the innovations are coming up. People want to do less work. Okay, people want to do less work. There are people who do it for the right reasons, others for the wrong reasons. I'm thinking of maybe somebody who wants to put their focus in other work that they are doing. Maybe they're in a fast-paced industry, fast-moving industry. And for example, this woman is like, I don't have 10 minutes anymore in the morning to make myself look a certain way. So she'll go for the semi-permanent eyebrows or the tints on the face that will push her another 2 years so that she can focus on building something else. So you see that 10, 15, 20 minutes every morning goes into something else that's more productive. Yes.
Yeah, so those of us who have to wait
Yes.
in the parking lot.
Yes, and some people, husbands are happier.
Yeah, we appreciate every aspect of that, and so the industry is going more advancing, and more innovations are coming in. And let me ask you, because you're talking about the industry,
Yes.
Cynthia in 5 years.
Cynthia in 5 years.
Yes, crowned by Cynthia 5 years.
One thing that I really enjoy doing is training and teaching. So I would love to have an academy where I can be able to teach all the knowledge that I've gained over the years. Of course, impart values and be known, not just in Kenya, but all over the world. I'll push it further to even owning a makeup brand.
All right.
Yes.
I'm rushing you, I'm sorry.
It's
We need to do a season 2 or
yes,
part 2 of
part
this.
2.
Clients.
Yes.
Without mentioning names, I know you are dealing with just high-end currently.
Yes.
Is it a choice, or is it, we can say she's boasting,
Oh.
or she's proud, she doesn't
Yes.
want our money? Is it that our money is bad?
No, it's not. Over time, I realized that the woman or the client that I want to serve aligns with the type of makeup that I do. Women who don't want, most people are like, I don't want to not look like myself. And I found that that's the type of makeup I'm inclined to doing. Also because, as I said, because of my faith and the understanding I have, it's also an inspiration I got from God about the people I'm called to. So I serve everybody, but I focus on the elites and high-profile women, also because I want to ease their burden. They deal with so much on an everyday basis. So having somebody who understands them and is able to make them look and feel their best, I think it's something that I'm drawn to doing.
Yeah, I don't want you to mention names.
Yes.
The niche you have cut for yourself. So that's why you say the industry is big.
It's big, yes.
Wow. I want you to sell Crowned by Cynthia. Look at that camera. Where can we find you if I need you? I may be high-end. I may not be. So look at that camera. I want you to sell Crowned by Cynthia.
Okay.
In a minute.
So welcome to Crowned by Cynthia. That is the name you will find on Instagram, on Facebook, on TikTok, where you'll be able to see a bit of my work. For a more personalized session, you can reach me on 0102-915-909, whereby I'll be able to share with you my portfolio. As I said, I work with a lot of high-end clients, so I don't always post their faces on social media upon their request. However, I can tailor-make a great experience for you if you're able to reach out to me. Thank you.
As we close,
Yes.
the power of social media in the beauty industry.
Yes.
How has it enhanced, or how has it destroyed?
Well, social media, I'm really excited about social media at the stage that it is at, because to be honest, you get to reach people you would never have thought or imagined that you would meet. You know, the access is very wide. Of course, again, people use it for different reasons, but for me, I use it to share what I'm doing, to grow my business, to network and meet great people, even outside Africa, that it would have taken for me to board a plane to meet. So, yeah, I would say embrace social media.
Embrace
if
it.
you know why you're there.
Last question I always ask everybody.
Yes.
This one I ask is the last one, so that if you want to run away, you run.
Okay.
I always get these calls, and I'll get them.
Okay.
Does she give mentorship? Does she, what do you call it? Do you give mentorship?
Yes, I do. I love mentoring, I love training, I love teaching, not just in makeup, but as I said, I'm also a life coach. I'm a counseling psychologist, certified.
Apprenticeship.
Yes, so I love to mentor people, because you see, this work that I'm doing, I'm making you up on the outside, but I believe in a holistic approach. So I also want to help you have, be made up on the inside. So when you go through mentorship with me or training or apprenticeship, you're guaranteed that you're not just going to live with a skill or looking beautiful, but whatever needs some work on the inside, we'll work at it as well.
I like your combination.
Thank you.
I really do. You're the one, you're coming, you can literally take somebody through a counseling session as you do that.
Yeah.
I'm not saying we all need counseling, but
yes.
There's a place for everything. And I really want to thank you for please finding time.
Thank you.
Sorry for bashing your time quickly and bumping up on you, but I really want to thank you. Elevates appreciate you. We appreciate you as a TV station, and we also want to let you know that we are here for you.
Thank you.
Yeah. When you see us doing all the right things, please let us know, and we shall change. Thank you, Imani William. Thank you, Moses Okoth, Pauline Katha, Shiko Joshua. We are so grateful to all of you that have been watching. We thank you for James, you're there, and also Ashley. We want to thank you for being online and being able to be part of this program. We are so grateful when we see your comments, when we see you responding. Remember, you have a right to just write back and say, we don't like that said, we don't like this, we don't like that, and we're going to change because we are here for you. This is Elevate Television, advancing kingdom lifestyle, and that is our mandate. From me and Cynthia, we just want to say thank you and goodbye. And Cynthia, thank you for allowing us to have a time with you. God bless you. That's all we could have. Enjoy Elevate programming the whole day, and you will not be disappointed. God bless you.
Sister Talk.
Learning to forgive people who offend you.